so it ain't too bad. So we'll go ahead and get started, and Lee John's gonna do the prayer.
Lord, we thank you that coming together today, Lord, for this cold, beautiful day you give us, Lord. And I guess we needed it. And Lord, help us to, this year, to make a right decision for the city of Rainsville. And every decision we make, Lord, that your hands on it, and protect us from any harm, Lord, that the enemy wants to destroy us, Lord. This country is in bad shape as far as what's going on with the other countries that hate us. And Lord, protect us from this year. And we ask you in Jesus' name, pray.
Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we've got a bid opening at 5 o'clock, and we'll do that when it gets around here at 5 o'clock, on the utility vehicle for the wastewater treatment plant. This is something that we bid out a few weeks ago, and they decided to change the bids on it, and change the options on it a little bit, so we had to rebid it, go back through the bid process again. So that's ready for today. So we'll go ahead and get started off with the council, and start off with Marshall. All right, Derek.
The only thing I had to bring up tonight, Mayor and gentlemen, is the AFG grant is to give you permission to sign it. And what it is, it's a grant for thermal imaging, your new thermal imaging, and replace 9 air packs. Also the EMS grant. And Chief, if you want to elaborate on that a little bit, sorry, y'all, you can elaborate.
Yeah, that's fine.
The AFG grant's a federal grant through FEMA that we've done for the last several years. We've got several things off of it, the new tanker, some other air packs, turnout gear, different things through the years. The grant opened up the 26th of December and will close February the 6th. We'll have to get all this information back to the grant writers. What it is 10% match, and it'll be 5% for the grant writer and 5% match to FEMA for whatever the cost of the grant is. What I had thought about doing was 2 separate grants. One being for the thermal imaging camera and the air packs, and the second one being for the EMS supplies, such as a cardiac monitor, stuff like that. So, you know, we might get one and not the other. So,
Free money's free money if we
That-
can get it.
Stand a better chance of getting both of them like that, or on one grant?
it's hard to say. It goes through peer review. I know some of the stuff on the EMS grant is considered a high priority this year, and that's the reason I would separate them. Those high priorities might look better.
That's really all I was going to bring up tonight, Mayor. Thank you, Chief.
Thanks.
Ricky, you know,
I'll go ahead and do it, Mayor. We've been having some problems with our garbage trucks. Me and the mayor's been talking about it, talked with some of the council members about it. We're doing real well in the Sylvania area, Rainsville area, we're doing real well with it all, but these trucks is getting age on. The mayor and I have been talking over some financing and stuff about it this afternoon. We got an old 2009 a la carte that we need to put in surplus and bid it out on, I guess, .com or whatever, government.com there.
yeah, these.
Good deals.
Drug deal, what?
Gov deals.
Drug deal. He's probably gonna bring somewhere between 75 and 100 to 125,000. It's hard to say. They've got one down at Ingram's, is that right, Mike?
Yes.
They got one at Ingram's for $232.
229, 039, 40.
Okay. And it's basically the same thing that we have in the other truck. So me and the mayor's talking about, we can swap that out and change the things on it and pretty well stay in line with the payments. than what we already have. And it will also give us, if we just pick up Geraldine area, it will help us run that a lot more efficient as well. So, this is the same type truck that we have on our other ones. It's a conventional cab, it's not a lot of maintenance upkeep to it, so I'm gonna bring that to you tonight because, there's one thing the city does make money with, and that's our sanitation. And if our trucks is not running, we're not making no revenue. So, I'm gonna bring that to y'all tonight, that, we change those out.
Okay.
That's all I have, Mayor.
All right, appreciate it. Raymond?
I've got two things. One is I want to change the status of Chris Hampton. Right now, we've got him as a seasonal. I want to change him to a part-time employee where he stays under the parks. But it'll still be his, like a part-time salary, but like I said, he just, to go from seasonal, that way we can use him at any time.
Okay.
And then also, David Snay and Richard Gibson's got a revenue officer training program coming up. And I'm gonna, make a motion that we allow them to go. And that's all I got, Mayor,
All right.
other than the bid up.
Lee John?
I've got a resolution here. We, replacing all the light bulbs and all over the city buildings, and we got about 1,600 light bulbs that needs to be salvaged. And what we're gonna do is, we talked to the mayor, we're gonna give it away to charities like in churches and any organization that is non-profitable. Just give it to them, because for us to dispose of it, it's gonna cost the city money. But we can give it away, and it won't cost the city any money. So we're gonna surplus that one. And the other thing I got is, the chief is required to go to the conference twice a year for his credits, and one of them's coming up pretty soon, and I'm gonna bring that up to send him to the conference. That's all I've got.
All right.
Also, Mayor, we got one thing too that we didn't mention. On our pavilion and stage project that we were wanting to work on at the, I guess you call it the Field of Dreams property, we didn't get a bid on either one of those that was in there. So by that, I want to be able to reach out to a couple subcontractors in town and see if we can get price quotes and stuff for that, where it comes under the bid law, to see if we can go ahead and get the ball rolling for that.
Okay.
And I'll empower you to be able to do that.
Okay, that'll work. And we'll look at, and we'll bring the price back to the council before we do anything, to make sure that everything's okay on that. All right,
We gotta get on that.
yeah.
Before we
Yeah,
know it.
we gotta move on with that. Sammy?
I guess you could say we might be dragging our feet a little bit on taking the Christmas lights down. We're trying to get to it. We started one day when it was just right at freezing. The bucket truck didn't work. Then the next day it did, but it was like 20 degrees. So hopefully, I don't see the weather being any better tomorrow, but hopefully Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll get all the lights down, get that put away. Everything else going well. Baseball's cranking up. I get a bunch of phone calls every day about baseball sign-ups, which will be here in a couple of weeks,
Yeah.
actually.
Do you have those dates on sign-up yet?
Right now, it's gonna be January the 20th and 27th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Field of Dreams.
Okay.
If I need to, I'll add another date in February. I gotta see how Pee Wee basketball goes. Some of those kids may not be able to make it or something. But I could be getting the forms out to the school and places like that in the next week or so. And you're ready to start up again. And the pool's cold. It's cold over
It's
there.
got ice on it.
Did anybody do like a polar plunge or?
Not that I know of. Who I did, I guarantee you that.
Y'all need to turn into ice skating.
Yeah.
It'll be there for a while.
Yeah.
We'll make
Well,
money.
It's gonna warm up, it needs to.
Will, did you have anything else?
That's it, we're good.
Chief?
Thank you.
Everything's running well, except for the heating problem I told you about this afternoon.
The coat drive is going extremely well. The coats that are being turned in by the public. We were able to get about 10 coats today, and I suspect it'll be continuing with this cold snap especially. But it's not, people need to know it's not just for citizens of Rainsville, it's for anybody that has a need. You know, if you have a need for a coat, come see us and we'll get you taken care of with what we got.
Are you doing all new or do they?
Some of them are new, some of them are gently used. You know, everything I've seen has been pretty nice coats. So, I mean, there's a lot of thick, warm coats, and, you know, we've got a lot of children coats away today. So that's one thing that I'm thinking about. And the Citizens Academy is starting up again February 6th. We're taking applications for that. So, anybody interested in that, come see us and we'll do the application. But other than that, everything's running well.
Thank you. Sandy?
The Rainsville Chamber is having their annual banquet January the 18th at 6:30. I tried to send text messages out to each one of you, but I think 2 of you didn't get it, and I think that would be Ricky and Marshall. For some reason, it kept failing when I tried to get it to you. So anyway, we hope that you'll all buy tickets and attend. Our entertainment is Paul Miller, and he's a comedian and a magician. And we will be announcing the Person of the Year, and we're also the first year to do a small business of Rainsville for the year. And we hope that you all will be there.
Have you got the tickets when they come to the Bell Center?
I have them. If you'll let me know, I'll get them to you or leave them at the City Hall, whatever you want me to do.
Would you say somebody?
Sarah?
Nothing new, everything's going well.
Sarah talked to me a little bit ago about, and I didn't have it wrote down, so I didn't bring it up. They're having some issues with routers and firewalls, and so we've had to do this at the City Hall where we got somebody to come in and install a piece of equipment. They manage that piece of equipment, and it works a lot better. They're responsible for it if it tears up. We just pay them so much a month for that equipment, and so she's got a quote for some new equipment, and it's supposed to speed up the internet speed for, like right now, everything's a little slow through our firewall and router that's there. So they're wanting to upgrade that to a better firewall, it being managed by somebody that they take care of it. And so that cost would be $95 a month for all the equipment that she needs. This is access points and.
I think the equipment's actually 105
105.
and then 95 a month.
Okay, so it's 105 and then 95, okay. So that'll be something that we need to look into because, you know, everything in the library, if it's not books, then most everybody's getting on computers or laptops or something, some kind of device in there to work. We need to keep that going real good. Right now, and I don't know, she may quote me on this, change this, but I've just kind of looked at the number of people that comes to the library on the paperwork, because I go to their board meetings when I can. And you know, sometimes it's 1,500 a month and sometimes it's 2,000. So you probably got somewhere around 1,800 people that's coming to that library every month to do things, whether it's, you know, check out a book or whether it's to get on the internet or whether it's making copies. I noticed that it's amazing how many copies y'all make, you know, for people. And so they make money with that. But anyway, I was just bringing that up, and I'd like for somebody to make a motion for that, to get that fixed, you know, for the library, if that costs.
I'll make a motion there.
And the other thing that I had that I didn't bring up, you know, as it was going through, we're looking at not doing the mowing contract for this coming year. We're looking at trying to do that in-house mower, and so that's something that we're thinking about doing. We've crunched the numbers, and we're looking at doing it that way. And plus, you take the amount of money we're paying and put it out there, we would get those people, those 2 extra people, we'd get them for about 4 or 5 months that they could help do other things in the city, whether it's Christmas lights or putting mulch around trees or whatever. So, you know, it makes a little bit of an extra value to have, you know, people on, you know, that's working for the city. So anyway, I've run that by the accountant 2 or 3 times. Brandon has sat in on with that, and we've discussed that into great detail. Ricky has sit in there and we've talked about that, with that, because it affects, some of this certain departments. And so that's one of the things that we're looking at, that we're going to change the direction of that and not do the mowing contract. And so we'll probably be changing a couple of people, maybe part-times and full-times, to fill in those gaps. And once you put the pencil in it, it works out a lot better. So anyway, I just wanted to announce the mowing contract that we're not going.
Vote on? Or?
Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll vote on it if you want to.
Well, I mean, I didn't know, are we doing this tonight?
No, no, I was just gonna mention it tonight.
No, okay.
At the next council meeting, I'll have some actual figures, and we'll bring it up and talk about it, and whether we continue the mowing contract or not, if that's what we want to do.
The thing that's kind of hurting us in some aspects is, when we got big projects going on in the city, by us subcontracting some of the stuff out that we've done, we've took away the manpower that we've got to get it done.
And another thing that hurts us too is if we have, and we didn't have one this year, luckily, thank goodness. We hadn't had any kind of storms, any kind of major, like tornadoes or anything inside, our city limits. But if we do, then we don't have the manpower to help clean up some of that stuff, to get the roads clean, to do some of the stuff that we have to do. And so having that extra manpower helps out.
Usually though, private industry can usually do something for half the price of government. I mean, I don't want to work with it, I know y'all saying the numbers. I mean, okay.
But I mean, yeah, but we'll run the numbers next meeting to talk about it. So, but it is, we have sat down and with Betty and one of the numbers quite a few times before we made any kind of decisions, and that's one of the things that we had looked at that we think we need to do. Okay. I think that's everything. We'll take about a 25-minute break. Okay, we'll get started off tonight with a roll call. Marshall?
Here.
Derek?
Here.
Ricky?
Here.
Brandon?
Here.
Please, John.
Yeah.
Everybody's here. All right. Everybody, let's go to the minutes.
I make a motion, we accept the minutes as presented.
Second.
All right. We have a motion and a second to accept the minutes as presented by the clerk. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, Bijan's gonna bring this up when he gets to him. We had done the LED lighting change out throughout the city. It's around 1,600 LED lights that we put in, that's tube lights like these in this right here. So we've got about 1,600 fluorescent lights that we're going to surplus tonight. And with that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna work with schools, churches, organizations like that, and we're gonna donate those fluorescent lights to them. And what they'll need to do is contact me. We will work out, we'll package them up, maybe 25 to a package, and we'll donate those to whoever will come forward and want some light bulbs like that. And these are good light bulbs. We took them out, but like I explained here a while back, with the change out of the LED lights has saved us a lot of money. And we're somewhere around $6,000 to $7,000 a month. So it's a positive thing for the city. So being able to do this will help a positive for the community to give this back to the community. So everybody's good with that. The other thing I had that we just kicked around a little bit ago was about the stage and the pavilion. We didn't get a bid on those, official bid. We've got some people that's interested in it, so we will work with them. And if it's under $50,000 stage and pavilion, then we will pursue that. We'll bring you back a price at the next meeting. So, the next thing I had, I'm just talking about this, is the upgrading some equipment for the internet at the library, and somebody need to bring this up if we wanna do it. It's $105 to install the equipment, $95 a month, and they will, it should help their internet. No contract on this, was it? So if it don't help it, then we can take it back out. So,
Yes, sir.
$11.40 a year.
We gotta wait till after, before, we need to do these bids before we vote on that.
yeah.
It's 5 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We have got these bids. Let's go ahead and do that before we start voting on anything else.
I just have open these, Mayor.
Okay,
There's 3 different bids that was turned in. Or there's three different grades. There's one Mahindra that's just got a top and a windshield. There's one that's got the deluxe cab, which has heat. And then there's the deluxe cab, like I said, with a heater. Difference are, I didn't see the original bid, but I assume Alan would want the one that's got heat and air conditioning.
well, we need to, since this is going through USDA, we need to, announce the prices tonight, but this will all have to be gone over by James Payton. He's doing all this
Before it's-
bidding. Yes, and he will make him and Alan will make, sure that everything's like they're supposed to be on the bid, and then they'll get back with me and we can announce it if it's
Announce it, okay.
Yeah. This is all done through USDA, so we have to go through their policies and everything on this.
Well, here, I give you the prices. Your first Mahindra 1000 Impact, that's top and windshield, was $14,650. The Mahindra 1000 Impact Deluxe Cab is $16,800. And the Mahindra 1000 Impact Deluxe Cab with heater is $17,200. And there's a footnote that says Mahindra does not offer air conditioning.
Okay?
And on the Kubota, the first bid comes in the same as theirs, the top and windshield, $13,595. The cab with no heat or air conditioning comes in at $15,625. And the total bid with heat, air conditioning, and everything is $17,335.
Okay.
Two, but it does not have air conditioning though. So, as by the bid sheets, Kubota at Boykins is cheaper. But like I said, those have to go.
They'll have to go through all the options, cause, I know one thing that they requested in these was a diesel engine in all of them.
And those are.
Yeah, that's what James Payton goes
Yeah, we'll have to let James go over all that, cause he had all the options.
And then announce it next week.
Yeah. We'll announce it at the next meeting on that. Okay? Just,
That's it. There was 2 bids on there. That was it.
okay.
So next council meeting, we'll make a motion one way or the other to go with that, because he should have them both done.
Okay. All right.
Now, Mayor, I'll make your motion and I'll, make a motion that we upgrade the library with the router and stuff and $105 worth of equipment, $95 a month.
I'll second his motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to upgrade the equipment at the library. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Brandon, if you got something else, just go ahead while you're there.
Okay. First one, I'm gonna go ahead and make a motion that we purchase the garbage truck from Ingram for a price of $229,039.40.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to purchase, new fire truck from Ingram at.
Garbage truck.
I mean, hey, no, not fire truck, they get enough new trucks.
But I say we don't there, light up, so it's on our side.
No,
Come on, our seat.
That was
no,
no.
no.
Yeah.
It seems like you get a new truck every other year.
Oh, man.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay.
Well,
Little
also,
slip of words there, so.
I'm gonna make a motion, or we accept the resolution 0104-2018B surplus in the 2009 auto car.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to surplus, the auto car, 2009 auto car, that is from the sanitation department. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay.
I'll make a motion that we change Chris Hampton's status from seasonal to part-time and keep him under the parks label.
Okay.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, to change Chris Hampton from seasonal to part-time. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay.
also making a motion that we allow David Snee and Richard Gibson to attend the revenue officers training course.
I say,
Have a motion and a second to send revenue officers to training. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Looking on this page, Ross,
we'll go ahead and make a motion to, allow the mayor to sign this AFG grant. It's a 10% match, so I'll put that in form of motion.
Second.
all right, we have a motion to let me sign the grants for the AFG grant, paperwork for it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Okay, Byron, you got anything?
No, Mayor, the
Okay.
only thing, you know, we've, Anthony's been working around our crate and barrels and stuff, putting moss and stuff around them. They've got them all trimmed up real good. I really appreciate the job he's doing. They don't like a whole lot. They got over towards the school. They're starting back this way. Hopefully, the next day or two, they'll be done with those, making the town look a whole lot better. And that's basically, I'm just proud of the job he's doing. He's done a real good job doing the shrubs and stuff around the city hall, making things look a lot better. So, appreciate the job he's doing.
Yeah, I was in the shop today, and him and Michael was, had just been out, putting out mulch around shrubbery today, and it was cold. They've been working on that, so we appreciate it. You know, all of our city employees, police, fire, all the employees, all of them, they're doing a good job. And I really appreciate the job that they do. And you don't always get a little bit of praise from anybody, but, you know, I have people all along that tells me, you know, how good the city looks, the streets, the crate marbles, everything, you know. And I really appreciate the job that all of our employees do. And they might get told about enough, but I'm telling them tonight, so appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Tahiri.
Mayor, I got a resolution number 1-4, 2018A. This is for surplus in the floors and all the lights on the floors and lights to give it to the city, to the, of course, first with our city limit churches, is that right?
Yes,
And then we'll go out if somebody needs it outside city limit.
there you
We're
go.
going surplus those.
Second.
Have a motion and second surplus fluorescent lights around 1,600. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Okay.
And also, our chief needs to go to his yearly conference. He's in Montgomery. The registration is $200 plus his lodging. I put that in motion for him to go on.
Second.
I have a motion and second for the chief to go to the chief conference. All in favor, say aye. All opposed?
That's all I got, sir.
Okay,
Do we need to make a motion and allow you to start getting some pricing on the pavilion? Or is that just something you can do there and report back to council?
now, it wouldn't hurt to go ahead and do it, you know.
I'll go ahead and put that in form of a motion that you can get the price estimates from a couple of contractors for the pavilion and the stage project at the field of dreams.
I say,
Okay, have a motion and second on the pavilion and stage. We go ahead and start getting some prices on that. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Okay, anything else?
I make a motion, we pay the monthly bills, Mayor.
I second.
I'll
Okay,
make a motion to adjourn.
We gotta vote on it first.
yeah, let me catch up. We have a motion and second to pay monthly bills. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, now then,
I'll make a motion to adjourn, huh?
We'll second it now.
I have a motion and second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Peace out, girls.